Okay, in the first video we talked about the basics of the watch exercise, and I neglected to give credit to where I got this from. I got this out of Karen London's book. She's a really good dog behavior. She co-authored a book called Feisty Fido. I'll probably have it linked underneath this video if you're looking at the video on doggonproblems.com. If not, just go to Amazon, Feisty Fido, Solutions for Leash Reactive Dog. It's a very easy read, it's very effective. So in the first video, we talked about how we can condition the dog, getting it used to looking at us up in the face when it hears the word watch. Now, first we let the dog look at us first, we don't cue it, and when it does, we reward it and we say the word watch. We do that enough, we should be able to say watch, and the dog just instantly sits down and looks up at us. We want to get to that point before we take these next steps I'm about to describe. The next steps would be go to a park or somewhere where there are dogs, not a dog park, but a park where there are dogs. Ideally, what you're looking for is almost kind of like a baseball diamond orientation. So I'm at home plate. My field of vision is here. From here on, my field is somewhat obscured. So in a perfect setting, I want to be able at 50 yards away or whatever distance I need to get Pistol away where she can see another dog but doesn't react to the dog. So keep increasing the distance until she can stay in a sit while a dog walks by. If it's far enough away, she won't perceive it as a threat. Once she gets to that distance, then what you do is you put your dog in the heel or a sit position next to you on a leash. Don't keep tension on the leash, so keep the leash loose. And let's say the flow of traffic hopefully is this way. There's a path in front of me. And so I'm looking this way, I can kind of see through the trees, oh, somebody's coming with the dog. So as soon as somebody's about to come into view, I shift my angle of view down and I'm looking at my dog and I have a treat in my hand. As soon as your dog sees the other dog, you're gonna get this sort of response, like, it's going to probably lower its head and get stiff, and the ears are going to come forward probably and start breathing heavy. Might hold its breath. It's going to stare. Those are your indicators. As soon as your dog does that, you're going to wait a half second to a second maximum. As soon as the dog, the second passes, then I'm going to say watch. The dog looks up at me, I'm going to go watch. And then at that point, the person's walked by. Then we're going to reset the exercise, wait for the next person. So as soon as you see the dog's about to come into view, you change your orientation down here. Give it a half to 1 second opportunity because we want eventually the dog is going to see the other dog and it's going to look up at you on its own. This is called the auto watch. Now when this happens, this should be the highlight of your day. When it happens, you're going to actually pay the dog like 10 treats in a row. Because we want the dog to be like, what did I just do? Because I just got the mother load of treats. I want to recreate this. So what's going to happen is that's why we give the half second or 1 second pause to give the dog an opportunity to look at the dog and then look up at me. So the first time it happens, turn. And say watch each time the treat goes into the dog's mouth. Watch, watch, watch. And then you reset, and that would be a good one to end on. Always end when you're doing training on a positive. Now this one, we want to do this because we're at a great distance, the dog shouldn't be stressed. We could do this for 5, 10, 15 minutes. An ideal training situation, we're looking at about 3 minutes or less, but because we're not going to control the dogs are coming down the whole time, it's not an actual 10 minutes of exercise. It's little 15-second bursts as it watches the dog walk past them on the path. Now, when you get to the point where the dog is consistently giving you an auto watch every time it sees a dog at the same distance, so this should be over the course of several days. Then what you want to do is let's say we're at 50 feet and the dog's consistently giving me an auto watch every time it sees another dog. Then I'm going to take, the next day I'm going to go and take 2 steps closer, so I'm going to be at 48 feet and practice it there until I'm consistently getting an auto watch at that distance. And I'm going to gradually keep on collapsing the distance between me and the trail that dogs are walking by until I can be right here and the trail is right in front of us. Every time your dog sees another dog, it sits and looks up at you. Now it seems like it won't do that, but that's why we do it gradually. Each time we get a little bit closer, as long as the dog has mastered it and giving us a lot of auto watches. So because we do it gradually, it's not an abrupt thing and they're able to process it because they're just accustomed, they're practicing getting used to looking at dogs. And the great thing about it is the dog starts to associate, when another dog comes around, I get treats. Can we get some more dogs in here? So we're creating a positive association with the other dog. So this is how we can program our dog to look up at us and not be reactive to another dog by utilizing the watch technique.